the subject is the importance of creating a global, all-inclusive digital platform for connecting the present with the future. So my first question would be, what lessons can we all learn from the recent global pandemics?
You know, when you think of the pandemic, right? Now, imagine in the world we live today, if you brought 3 billion more people, more brains, more creativity, more energy to help solve the world problem. It would make a big difference, right? Point is that those 3 billion today are excluded. And that's why access is key. They're excluded because either they don't have internet, either they don't have access to finance, either they just don't have access to market. And I think the power of blockchain today is to create this level playing field that allows universal access to opportunities, regardless of place of birth and regardless of wealth at birth. And this is a huge paradigm shift that could happen and is happening today as you put together through nodes, through a whole decentralized platform, wherever you are, a point of access. And more importantly, also, it's access to wealth. And as an African, for instance, we sit on 46% on the global gold deposit. Yet, we're considered as poor, but we're rich. Now, what if you could tokenize those natural resources, digitize them, and give access to those who live on it to actually monetize it? Not only they bring more wealth to this whole planet, if it's extracted responsibly, but they'll also be able to contribute to this global economy through their talent, sell their art, sell their knowledge, their creativity. That's the world we're building today, and that's what a global, inclusive, decentralized digital platform would allow.
My next question is what these platforms, digital platforms, can bring to its users, but globally.
If you look at the history, right, from what internet has brought was highway of information, right? What e-commerce, which was Web 2.0 somehow, has brought is highway of, I can't say transactions, but possibility to sell online, right? So now we're getting more into the internet of money. And at the end of the day, that's where the key is, right? So as much as you tell me that everybody has access to information, I'll tell you yes and no. You have only 20% of adults in Africa, 67% in Asia, which is 620 million people. Africa, that's 320. And Latin America, I think it's 58%, who are actually banked. So it means that as much as I have internet, I'm extremely limited. And we tend to forget that. That's the point of bringing 3 billion brains, ideas, etc., into the mix to effectively create that leapfrog. And that's why engaging with regulators and creating that framework is important. The best solutions are generally brought by those who experience those problems. The main challenge of this collective today is how do we bring it to the real world? Bitcoin has been here for 13 years, 12 years? So what really got web to take off? It went from those black screen, MS-DOT or something like that, right, to World Wide Web. By the moment it got to World Wide Web, it went viral and went global. And I think what we really need to solve as a solution today is, but if you speak about something that they know, whether it's land or gold, gold has had value across all civilizations, across human history. Right? And if you say, okay, you piece of gold, it's tokenized, you have a digital gold certificate, it gains value, suddenly start talking to them. And we want to start, and I think until we bring the conversation to something people can relate with, either they create wealth or they learn something, or they build a legacy, it's going to be very complicated to really, really touch people's heart. And it's only through that you can really create that tipping point. So regulatory for sure, but as the closer we are to the people and their needs versus fighting a system or changing a system, they will change it by using it. Because you can't go jump from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds. And at least what we know about gold or minerals, whether it's platinum or even knowledge, it has value. And if you say this is a digital representation of something that you're familiar with that has value, whether it's your intellectual property or something, but it's dematerialized, people start to understand. And you can do that exercise with anyone, whether in Petaouchnok or in Timbuktu.